I'm sure you were expecting to hear the voice of a beautiful elf or a wise wizard, so they could spin you a tale of gold and ancient evils. But that is not this story. No, this is a story of four friends that call Middle-earth
Wait.
home. A dwarf of the line of Durin's kin, who is obsessed with knowledge instead of gold. An elf of Rivendell, sworn to serve and protect the descendants of a once great house. A banished dwarf, seeking glory and proof that there is more to life than what lies under a mountain. And a hobbit of the Shire, who collects treasures of the smallest kind. Together, with their strength, wits, and heart, they will face the growing shadows of the East, bringing light where there is darkness.
Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here. Everyone appears to be in the right order. I don't know what Streamlabs is doing, but we're here. Don't worry about the time. We're here. That's all that matters.
Listen, babies. We were
Yeah.
talking about babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking backstage. Blame KP and I for sharing baby stuff.
I do.
I have a cute daughter. Sue me.
I
Don't
started.
sue me.
Got
I don't have
kids, I
money.
was showing baby stuff, so y'all know where I'm at in life.
That's true. No Aris tonight. Aris is not feeling well, so we're gonna rock on with this two-parter of our orphan one-shot here because we've missed quite a bit of time. So that being said, if you guys like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is over on our Patreon. Link in the description down below. While you're down there, click on that Discord link. Join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And as always, the bottom right-hand corner, you see the corruption bar. That bar serves two purposes. One is when that bar fills, I unleash shadow monsters on all of my unsuspecting players here. And two, every single dollar that goes into that bar goes back to these wonderful, amazing players that you see here before you. With that, a brief recap from the episode I have not watched since we streamed it. We are on a one-shot, two-shot adventure for Orphan, as he is joined by Haleth, Talendil, and Berethiel, three other Rangers of the North who are currently investigating the ruins of Fornost Arain in northern Eregion. They had dispatched some bandits, and they had begun searching around the area for signs of the banditry and wrongdoing in this area, to which they found locations for where a larger camp would be, and they have set their sights on that. But first, a little shoemaking, a little fireside chat, and camping.
We did
and
find some like bandits.
you did,
too.
you did.
Mm-hmm.
You took them
I
down.
also got.
I was about to say they
I got new shoes.
And we're working on you a new pair of shoes.
Yay!
Furry
Yeah.
boots.
So it's been a whole time, yeah. In the event of combat happening, I will be rolling for Haleth.
Okay.
However, we will start now. Do you want to pick up that night? You've all kind of bedded down. I assume you're sort of sleeping for the night. Obviously, there's a watch been had and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. Would you like to pick up in the morning, or are you trying to leave before the break of dawn?
So, if I remember correctly, what we learned is that this seemed to be some kind of pass-through location for bandits, correct?
It seems as though there are several like watchtowers, essentially.
Watchtowers and camps.
So yeah,
okay.
the camp that you are at is one that bandits go to, spend some time there looking out for something, and then heading back. You do have the location for the larger camp.
Mhm.
I mean, since we are dealing with a bandit problem, that seems to be why we're out here as a bunch of rangers. I imagine in the morning, Berethiel, with the same knife that she skinned those wolves with to start making your boots. She goes out and she removes the head of one of the two bandits and sticks it on a spike out front of the ruins, so that more bandits don't stay here.
Mm.
That's
Assign
one way to
Wow.
go about it.
Talendal is pleased to see. It's a great warning.
I mean, yeah, he's Orphan's a little disconcerted, but it's not like it's new. And I feel like Elbernet is the type that would be like, this is just par for course. This is just a strategy. It's all cool. And so, like, he just was like, I've seen it. Still not used to it, but okay.
Yeah, and there's not a flinch from her. This is just par for the course. This is what we do.
Yeah.
You know, she knows that on the occasion when we do the same thing with orcs and goblins,
Yeah.
like if you leave a head on a stick behind it, warns them that this area is being guarded by something. And so for
Yeah.
her, it's just another wake up morning, have a cup of
Yeah.
Joe, behead a corpse,
Behead
get it on a
someone.
stick.
Yeah.
Gross. So yeah, there is a dripping head on a stick outside of these ruins in this area. Cool. So you have cleaned up camp, as it were. Berethio, you have finished Orphan's new boots. So Orphan,
Yay.
you have fresh wolfskin boots.
Is this something I can add to my gear, or is it just just a replacement?
They're just regular
It's
boots.
just it's just boots with the fur, baby.
Yeah. You get plus
The
one.
whole-
To,
was
you
the-
get,
was
you
the
get
whole
plus
grove
one die
looking
to
at me?
dropping it low is what happens. Yeah.
And boy, did you drop a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. If I recall, you rolled like hot garbage on the last session. Yeah.
I really hope my luck changes today, because god damn, I've never been roasted like that by dice before.
You actually have
Holy
disadvantage on stealth because everyone in the club's looking at you. Jesus. Who thought this is how it was going to start?
I did.
Yeah, I believe that. So where are you headed? You know there are two other small camps like this, and you have the location, or at least the vague general location of the larger camp.
And we listened to them having a conversation that said they were looking for something.
They're looking for something.
And they didn't find it at this location.
Correct. And they didn't seem to understand what it was they were actually looking for. They didn't have a firm grasp of what it was that they were looking for. It seemed to be like an anything that
anything shiny, bring it home.
Yeah. Correct. So where are you guys headed?
I would prefer if we do this methodically and take care of each camp one by one, get whatever answers we can get.
Of course, but are we afraid that whatever they're looking for, it would be at the larger camp, or if they're trying to achieve a goal, that it's already happening over there? Do we want to at least investigate the larger camp to see what's happening, or one step at a time? I mean, my concern is do we have a time limit?
How many people, Mike, do we think are in the other camps? Are they small ones like this?
You would guess it's probably you'd guess it's probably small ones like this in the other two. Maybe like 2 to 3 people. Just searching. And it's mostly searching and like keeping a watchful eye. The larger camp would probably have more.
Okay.
What if we split up and just each take out a camp and then reconvene to the center? We're all capable.
It is true, though I question whether or not we should. And I look at Orphan.
It's I'm not going to lie, it's been a bit of a difficult time, but if that is a concern, that I don't mind sticking to one person.
Aelith can take the boy.
I'm like 32 or something.
Let's stick to
27. I'm
25.
That may be true, but I question whether or not our energy should be spent on lackluster raiders like these. And I kind of point at what's left of the bodies.
Yeah. If there's the same my apologies.
I was going to say, it seems that the camps from here to the north are all working their way southward, searching for something. If we bypass these 2 small camps and make it back to the larger one, take it out, cut off the head of the snake. They have nothing to report back to. And then we can take out the smaller camps on their way back.
It also seems like we won't be getting much more information from any of the other ones if they all are in a similar vein.
Well, if we kill them before we can question them, then yes. But maybe I'm just hallucinating. And I kind of begin packing gear because obviously we were supposed to interrogate one of these and didn't get a chance to, which is fine.
I promised you weren't supposed to do anything.
The discussion before we discussed interrogating one. I don't think we made it there. He bled out a little too fast.
Damn him.
You know, if we did take out one of the smaller camps and attempt once again to not slaughter them from the very moment they see us and get information out of them, they may be able to tell us about the larger camp and what we can expect. Knowing before we arrive will allow us to make a proper plan and assure that we don't die.
If we can pull it off, then I agree. That might be. At least we would know. One of the things we could question is how many are in the larger camps. Ask them who's in charge, who is in control. Get a little more detail before we head off into the unknown.
The nearest camp is not far, right? We could see it on the horizon at night with its fire, yeah?
If you were up on the high point, you could see where they were. But the ruins, it's a city, right? It's the ruins of a city, so like it's not that big.
So they're in the same ruins of this city.
Oh yeah. Everyone is in this same city.
And I'm canonically saying that I know my way around, so...
Correct, you live here.
Yeah. I live here, so like...
I misunderstood. I thought they were further out.
No, they're all here. They're searching this city for their prize, whatever that might be.
I lean into Talendil and I say, not to jump to conclusions, but maybe we should run the plan. The one with bait. And I just kind of, my eyes cut over to Orphan.
Savage.
Drawing them all to a centralized location would allow us to, of course, slaughter them before any harm comes to the boy.
As tempting as that would be, I don't think we need to send a lamb to slaughter so soon.
Fine, I'll do it.
I love you guys.
Yes.
I just love how expendable KP is in his own one shot.
The most useless. That has to love you. Our other characters love you.
No,
yeah, exactly. This party are practical kids. These are practical rangers.
These are rangers. They don't even have partners that they're shadowing.
Whispered. Orphan can't hear me. That was a nice thing to do.
Never interns. What the fuck?
They were never interns.
The tragedy of Orphan the Orphan.
And I say, fine, I'll do it. And I imagine we've been working together for a while, so we probably have, like, in my mind's eye, Haleth, Talendil, and Berethiel all have these, like, scam plays that they do. Because they know how dumb men can be. And you see her begin to take her gear off because she had suited up to start walking. And she says, they're this way, and we obviously point. And she says, we'll do the help me plan.
Understand.
Help. Come again. What's that plan?
Find a place to hide. You'll know when you can come out.
Okay. Oh, all right. Are we hiding here?
Berethiel begins actually taking off some of the gear, and you see her like drop the stake in the ground over nearby a point and like put some gear around, but she all but derobes. Like she leaves her clothes on, but everything else is barren off of her. She takes her long braid down, which you got to see last night, and she kind of rustles her hair a little bit, scoops up dirt from the ground, brushes it on her body, takes up anything that looks like a weapon. And she looks to the two of you and she says, well, hide.
Right. Is there a roll that needs to be done? It's just stealth?
Yeah, just stealth.
Oh, God. Come on.
Let's see how it starts today, KP.
Did it roll? Did it roll?
Not yet.
Okay, hold up.
Dim boots, though.
It better help me. It better.
Ooh.
Oh! That's good, right?
That's a feat success, and
It's them
Talendil,
boots with the fur, baby.
Talendil gets a great feat success. Cool. So Talendil, let me see here.
Talendil knows this land, knows these woods, knows where to step, knows which way the sun kisses the tree. Like, he's gone. Just
Knows exactly.
Yeah. Like, I remember this rock that I saw 5 years ago. I'm gonna go hide over here. It's the perfect place. And he, like, gets a bow right. Do I even have a bow? I don't think I have a bow. I have a spear.
And as
do.
Yeah.
I do. I'm shit with it. I have a spear.
I move the two bodies so they can't be seen, right? Because we don't want them to see the dead bodies. And as I do, I stick my hands deep into one of the wounds and get a lot of blood and kind of rake it on myself and make myself look like I am worse for wear.
No, I want you to know the mechanics are with you on this. It says a superior success produces an outcome so flawless that it may even be impossible to notice the deed after the fact. So I imagine that Brethiel says hide, and like Orphan looks for a spot to hide and realizes he's alone.
Yeah.
In a small clearing.
I'm like hands deep in a corpse, rubbing blood on my face. And it's like,
it's like there's no remaining presence of Talendil, no snap of a twig, no rustle of wind, nothing. He just was like, whew, gone, evaporated. And then quickly Orphan absconds into the tree line. Equally, not equally, but almost equally, as hidden. He's spent many times hidden.
I think that after like I said before, this is his first time, I think, in a long time that he's been away from Elvornet, and so for him, initially a little disconcerting, didn't know how to handle himself, but now he's getting back into his stride, and so I think you start seeing that, like, the confidence coming back to him.
All it took was a new pair of shoes.
I'm telling you, those boots with the fur. All I did was mess with him mentally. That's all it took.
Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, and then he's in there. He's in there.
And I imagine the last thing that you see Brethiel do is reach in the bag, and she kind of mutters, "I fucking hate this part." She pulls out a scarf or a bandana or a piece of fabric, and she puts her hair like up and under, right, like around her head, so she looks more common.
Yeah.
Right. She needs to look like a commoner. And so she just keeps building to that. It's part of the ruse. So she unlatches maybe a couple of the buckles near the top of whatever she's wearing, smears some more blood. And she looks around to make sure they're well hidden before she begins the process of the plan.
You see no hide nor hair of them.
She takes a deep breath. Help me, oh my God. And she just starts screaming like a wounded woman, just begging for help. And she begins kind of playing into it and leaning into it and dragging blood down the walls. And she begins drawing attention to herself, not knowing there are horrible things in these. So she's screaming for help.
Okay, I'm going to give this to you. You can roll me either awe or persuade here.
Let's see which one is better. Okay, we're definitely going to go with awe. We're going to go with awe. Do I get anything for the ruse piece of all the blood and the...
I'll give you a +1 die for that.
Up.
Yeah, I'll give you a +1 die on that. So one bonus die.
I imagine Brethiel and Haleth to rock, paper, scissors for who has to play this role when they do this plan. Because they both hate it so much. Okay. I'll get 1 to that. All right. Everybody fingers crossed. Oh, I got a failure. Maybe my voice isn't loud enough.
Use the hope. Use the hope.
I will.
Burn it. This is a one shot. Burn it.
I will. Screw it. I'll use a hope and re-roll a D10. What is it I re-roll, Mike?
You re-roll a D6.
A D6. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's a D6 system, y'all. So many games.
I don't remember. It's a D.
Hey, I did it. 14's all I needed.
Yeah. exactly the number you did. It's a modified D12 plus D6 system, which gets confusing.
Yeah, it just took me out. My brain was like, "What dice are we playing with?"
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a D12, but the 11 is this and the 12 is that. It's a whole thing. Cool. So you got the exact number you're looking for.
Nice.
So with none of the stealth and prestige of your other two of your other companions, you see movement in the tree line happening. It doesn't seem like it's obviously you know what it is, right? It doesn't seem like it's really coming to help you and more to see what's happening. And you kind of see you see a human male. He's probably like in his mid to late 30s, a little haggard, definitely has like a 9 o'clock shadow, and who is just sort of leaning on a tree, like that cool guy lean. He has like one arm above his head and he's just sort of leaning on it, looking at you.
Do I see him?
You, oh yeah, you see him watching you bleed out, as it were.
And
you
okay.
also see above him is a small, maybe like 4'8", 4'9", short woman who's like squatted completely down and has the bowstring drawn.
Since I am just an innocent common woman, I am not worried. I go, "Oh my gosh, I'm so glad. Please help me." And I kind of point back as if I'm being chased by something or I've been attacked by something, and I seek help from them.
Okay. So the plan has been enacted. You have gotten at least 2 people to notice you with that success. What are the other 2 doing? Orphan, Talendil? You know the plan.
They made themselves known.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wait for 2 more to show up, or do you spring the trap?
I think we wait. I think until like I feel like there's a signal that Orphan's waiting for from either of them to kind of act out, but he's like readying his spear to throw if necessary.
Okay. Talendil?
Yeah, Talendil's waiting. 2 is easy, 4 is a good trap. So
yeah.
He is just silently melded in with the scenery
okay.
at the ready.
Silently. I think Orphan, one of the things he will be doing is like scanning or like trying to hear to see if any more are on the way.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me scan.
Okay. Oh, come on, baby. Come on. Yeah, there it is.
Another feat success. Hell yeah.
Today's the day. Today's the day, guys. Today's the day.
Outstanding.
Those boots.
I was hoping things would turn around for you because it's about to get real.
Boots with the fur are clearly where it's at in one thing, everybody.
That's what you need, apparently.
That's what Frodo needed from the beginning.
Yeah. Would have been way less sad by the end of it. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So with a feat success, a little bit extra can happen when that happens. So what I'll say is that has essentially removed the need for Berethiel to roll a second time here. And you do hear movement. You hear movement twice. You hear other 2 people coming down from the north. You can see sort of like moving through the brush. Like there's not a lot of trees in this area. Like it's not like heavily forested, but there's a lot of like scrub brush on the floor. So you see them like parting through it as they're making their way to this wailing woman. But you also hear noise further to the west. And that was indicated where the larger camp was. You can't make it out what you're hearing, but you definitely hear like some rabble happening there, and you hear 3 voices that are louder than the rest. You can identify a very like bassy baritone gruff voice, a very like you've seen Lord of the Rings finally, right, KP?
What do you mean finally? What do you mean? What does that imply?
That you haven't seen it in a long time. A very like worm tongue voice, right? Like the Wizard of the Rohirrim. And a woman's voice that sounds like she smoked a pack of cigarettes every day forever. Yeah.
Darling, hello.
Yeah. So you hear those voices in the west doing something. You're not sure if they're like stoking the fire of fight or if they're calming the fire of fight, but you hear noise coming from the west.
Are they coming towards us?
They are currently not. Just the two from the north are coming towards you.
I'm going to take a small stone and I'm going to tap on the nearest tree next to me, almost like a woodpecker.
Yeah.
But with the intent of clearly making it. I feel like we have a way of communicating like this, like a ranger's way of communicating naturally, while still making it sound like part of the nature around.
That makes sense.
And with the intent of relaying this information to almost like Morse code to the other two.
Okay. I'll say that makes total sense to me. So, at a minimum, Talendil, you can hear this tapping of like a, in Lord of the Rings fashion, the sound of a thrush knocking on a hidden stone door. The thrush knocks. You hear this tapping of like a beak on the wooden tree, and you make out what Orphan is trying to tell you, that there is some activity in the west that has him concerned.
Like I want to relay the fact that two more are coming towards us.
Oh, right.
From one direction.
4 total.
And then for a total of 5, right? You said 3 coming from the west and 2. Was it 2 from
we
the
heard
west?
3 voices in the larger camp to the west. There were
Right.
2 that have come out of the trees to look at Berethiel, and we know there are 2 more going to join them. So they're basically 4 close and a large grouping with 3 identifiable voices to the west.
Yeah. So I think I relay that.
And
house. Yeah.
Talendil knows that the plan has not even come close to being done, because it's not enough to just ask for help. Most people in Middle Earth won't just stop to help someone. That's just not the kind of day and age it is. You see the end of the plan come full fruition as she kind of gets close and like reaches for help, and then she faints, hits the ground, and as she does, she has loosened the coin belt that she wears, and the coins spill out as her body hits the ground. As she passes out in front of all of them.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is, Talendil, you know that this is the signal. As soon as they encroach upon her to pillage, whether Orphan knows that that's the signal or not, you see Berethiel faint. And you see the cool guy, he starts to walk forward, and the other 2 people that are coming down from the north sort of meet as they approach Berethiel's unconscious body, looking her over. What do the 2 of you do?
As soon as there's at least 1 or 2 that are bent, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is going to be a fell spear, hopefully piercing through one of them.
Hell yeah.
To take him out.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and roll for it. Parry is 0.
Spear.
Yeah. Talendil knows at the moment that they all are like, oh, look at this passed out woman. Look at this gold.
Oh, no. Never mind.
What is a miserable failure?
No!
What is a miserable failure?
Oh, no.
That's
what I got last few
times.
times.
Are you miserable for some reason? Why are you miserable?
I don't know. I shouldn't be miserable. Am I miserable?
Let me open.
What is your hope at? Because my current hope was not set to my full hope rating.
My current hope is at 8 or 10.
Is it your current hope actually matches correctly? Because mine only had 1 in it, and it was doing the same thing.
He was burning hope last session.
I was burning hope. I
gotcha.
used hope already, so I have 8 left.
Okay.
Miserable is checked.
So it should not be checked.
Okay.
However, that's still a fail. A fail.
Okay.
Who are you throwing this at?
What's a miserable failure though?
It makes it so much worse. Who are you throwing that spear at?
One of the dudes who was bent
One
over.
of the 3 down there. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Orphan, I imagine you're like in a tree. That's how you can see further away, right? You just see out of nowhere a spear just sink directly into the ground. Of miserable failure, if you were curious. Noam hits Dot.
I was thinking that I was like, oh no, I'm about to like straight up wound Dot with a felled weapon.
No, she's
Wait,
actually
wait,
breathing.
because it's not miserable. Oh, you don't have any hope left.
Yeah.
No,
He
have
does.
hope,
He does, but you can't do anything to an 11.
Beat a Sauron eye.
Oh, because you got the Eye of Sauron.
I got the eye.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see the spear launch out of nowhere, miss everything, and sort of land in the dirt on the other side of Berethiel. Everyone is aware and moving around.
Okay, shit. Okay, so everybody saw it. I was hoping that it was such a miss that it went into a spot that no one would notice, and I could just
directly where everyone noticed. That's how bad
I will continue acting passed out because this is the ruse until they turn their backs, and then I will pick up that weapon and stab them with it.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Orphan, what do you do?
Oh man. Well, we need at least one alive to question. So based on the cool looking man is the one that's closest to Berethiel.
All three of the people on the ground are around Berethiel, and there's still one up in a tree.
There's one up in the tree?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
it's been an archer the whole time.
I'm gonna take that archer out.
Okay, great.
That's my big concern then.
So,
I hope Haleth would do that as well.
Go ahead and roll. Roll me, and it is a parry of 0.
All right, just roll bonus, none bonus, 0 parry, submit. Come on, baby. Oh, come on. I have hope. Do I have hope? Where's my hope? Where's...
So you spend a hope and roll a d6.
You will need 5 on that d6 to make it.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it worth it?
You can spend
it's up
hope.
to you.
An orphan, you need to not spend all of your hope.
Right.
Because you have to carry on. We're burning our hope because we don't give a shit what happens to these characters. You cannot burn all.
No, I'm kind of in love with Berethiel, by the way. She's my sass babe, so she's gonna have to. She may have to stick around.
I'm trying to find. Okay, no. How much? Where do I even see this? Where's my hope?
In the center diamond on like the left and right side of it.
You probably have.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I have 12.
Oh, so you have plenty to spend.
Yeah. How do you get back hope, actually?
At the end of the adventure, basically.
So basically, we only recover hope when we're long resting between the adventure pieces. So it is a resource that returns, but in small quantities after long periods of time.
Okay. So then, this is my first time using it. So how do I? So I just roll.
Yep, just -1 from your current hope, and then just roll a d6.
Okay, and man, I haven't rolled on the. How do I roll on?
I like 20? The little D20 off to the left is the easiest thing. If you hover over it, it gives you like a dice roll table. You just hit the D6 button
on roll
quick rolls.
Where none?
Or just type /R space D6.
D6 that works too.
That's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah, that works too.
Okay, so 4. Shit.
Okay, so you're throwing a spear.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you throw this spear, and it thunks into the trunk of the tree. Right below the archer, and the archer they loosen the bowstring, but they hold on and look down to see what the hell just thunked into the tree. And again, very similar to you not seeing where Talendil's spear came from. She looks down at this thing, and you just see an arrow pin like through her where her Adam's apple would be into the tree, and then she slumps down, and you hear the arrow start to snap as she rolls forward. As I just rolled a great success and a wound from Haleth, so an arrow just through the sky into the neck of this archer as she saves your ass again, and the archer falls down. So everyone's attention turns from where they think the direction of the spear came from to the falling corpse of their companion, giving Berethiel a moment to
and all I do is laying on the ground. I just reach over for that spell short spear that was missed and just ram it through the nearest.
Hell yes.
Yeah, the nearest one. So I guess I'll just roll for what's the target's parry?
0.
Oh, right. Cool. Have a piercing blow.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice,
Okay,
nice.
cool. So piercing blow. A piercing blow, go ahead. Oh,
It says
shit,
damage 3,
it's a
injury
spell.
14-2.
It's a
Yeah.
fell one. Okay,
Correct.
cool.
Yeah.
So let me
Ooh.
see here. Brigand armor.
We've done this a couple times. I feel like this is one of those
Failure.
yeah.
So describe how you kill this brigand.
Yeah, the first brigand, he turns, and doesn't even notice that I'm not passed out on the ground. And that short spear, I don't even get off the ground. And she just rolls over and lunges it straight up through his body, ripping him nave to chop.
Hell frickin' yes. Yeah, he failed. Let me see here.
Make a kebab out of him.
Yeah. Cool. So he absolutely dies. You hear this the wet suck of this his air leave his body as he collapses, and everyone immediately turns drawing blades towards you, Berethiel.
Do I can get a chance to roll to the side or get up? I can't.
Yeah, you can get up. You can get up.
Yeah, I think I would spear in hand, after I rip him open, blood splatters. Part of it is her roll to the side to kind of get back on her feet. And I imagine she's still really low, and she rips that stupid bandana off her head. She freaking hates it. And she pulls up the mask that's actually supposed to cover her face, and she laughs a little bit, and she said, "All you had to do was help me, boys."
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That is gonna be all of your turns. The brigands are gonna come for you, Dot. Obviously. What is your parry rating?
Oh, that's a great question. I find that
On the third diamond, top right corner.
Oh, yeah, it's
Under wits.
Under wits. Yes, got it. Okay, hang on. My parry rating is a 19.
Shit.
Hey.
Good luck, mofo. Damn.
Great success. Okay.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn it.
Well,
You're getting a little loud over there, Dot, and so I got to put you back in your place a little bit.
Right,
A little
that's
bit.
right.
A little bit. So you're going to take 3 damage there from that one, and no damage from the second one.
That comes out of my endurance.
It does come out of your current endurance.
He nicks me and I laugh at him from behind my mask.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. No, I believe I fixed your character sheet. Perfect. That is their turns. So we'll go at the start. So Talendil, what are you doing?
yeah, I will go ahead. Talendil, silent as ever. As soon as the spear had left his hand, he was already booking it. And as they kind of turn to Berethiel now, right? He just kind of lunges in the air and does one of those double foot kicks to knock
Yes.
them down. With a sword and shield in hand and hacks
Bitchin'.
away.
And
Hell
don't forget,
yeah.
if you need a spear, Berethiel left hers off to the side. So you can we can trade spears for this fight, yeah.
Through another one, yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack. It's still parry of 0.
Alright, this is with the short sword.
Oh gosh. Oh, the curse.
Not
Curse is transferred
the
from
curse
me.
is passed. Orphan, you see Talendil.
Well, technically, mine was 3 Eye of Saurons in a row. So.
Super failures.
You see Talendil sprint out of the foliage, and do the Troy attack where he leaps in the air and tries to drive the person down. Except he is caught at just the right moment, and the person sees him coming out of his eye and just sort of almost like a dance, just sort of lifts and tosses him to the side in a way that you don't fail astronomically, so you still land on your feet and sort of slide a little bit, but your attack does not land. So Orphan, you see that happen. What are you doing?
Knowing that the archer is taken care of, I think I'm going to run over. No, thanks to me. Well, that was a distraction, all right? I distracted him, clearly. He wasn't even able to fire a shot yet. And I'm going to go and I'm going to go reach for my my spear again, grab it off from where it was at. And would I have enough time or movement to get close range rather than have it thrown? Or
your spear is sticking in a tree 10 or so feet in the air.
Oh,
You
shit.
threw it into a tree and missed the person. So you have to climb up there and get it. You can spend your turn climbing up there to get your spear, or you can.
No.
a
So
sword?
I'm then. I don't have anything. I don't think. I thought we only got one weapon, so I only ever grabbed a short spear.
That makes sense for you.
Yeah.
That makes sense for you.
So I didn't know we could get more.
Berethiel's spear is at the ready.
That's true.
And remember, she had to take all her weapons off. So her short sword is laying nearby. So is her bow.
Yep.
Okay. I think that's what I'm going to do then. So what I'll do instead is I'm going to then pull off my buckler that's on the back, hold it in one hand, and then grab one of the swords that were on the ground and use that to rush over. And now I'm trying to figure out what's the damage for that. What would be
on your character sheet on the bottom left, you should see sword. So it should be damage 3, injury 14.
Correct.
Load 1.
Load 1. Yep.
Okay, so mine's the spear is what is load exactly again?
It's how much you can carry.
It weighs.
Okay, gotcha. So the damage and is everything's similar to the
it's
spear.
The same.
So I could just
I
could just roll for the spear and then okay.
It just may not be favored for you. I don't know how your weapons really work out, but yeah, the actual stats are basically the same.
I think spear.
They're not
for combat. I have 2 in spear and 1 in swords.
Don't worry, I got you.
Okay.
Mike's gonna put it in for you.
Okay, cool. There we go.
Then you'll have a clickable thing. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
So I'll take mine 2 off because I don't have them on me.
Let me know when.
Just click that and you should be good to go.
Okay, so I will do that and go ahead. Submit. Did it work?
There we go.
No.
Orphan's back, baby. Orphan's back, baby. Cool. So you there's a moment of hesitation, right, where you're looking at you. Oh, where's my spear? Oh shit, it's in the tree. I only have seconds to act. You start running towards where Berethiel dropped all of her shit. You scoop up the sword and you immediately wheeled back towards the group of people and you begin running, focused on the 2 people standing, right? Obviously, Talendil get tossed to the side and you just see this tunnel vision, these 2 guys hovering right near where Berethiel was, and you lunge towards one of them and you stumble over the one that has the spear in it and you fall flat on your face.
God damn it.
So you are essentially face down where Berethiel was. And let's see, Haleth is gonna do her best to not get you killed. So she is gonna roll with her great bow again. No bonus, and a parry of 0 on these guys.
Come on.
In the confusion, she also misses. So what's gonna happen is these guys are gonna attack you.
Wait, I didn't get one. A go.
Oh yeah. Sorry, you went last time. So yeah, you see him eat it, and you see both of them advance towards him.
All right, I'll pick.
I didn't tie my laces well enough on my boots.
Yes.
I'll pick one. Now that my hair's free, and my braid is long, and y'all, it goes down past her knees. It's this super long braid. She kind of whips it, and as she does, she whips it and the spear up. The braid almost acts like a whip, breaking space. And she jabs for one of the whoever's closest, so that she too can try to fend them off Orphan.
Yeah. Still parry of 0.
Okay. Oh, that's worth a hope. I'm gonna spend a hope because he we got to take one of these guys down. So I'll just roll a quick d6.
Yep.
Hopefully this odds are in my favor for this one. So
we'll hope. We'll hope so.
Oh, that's what I needed.
Perfect.
Hey.
So what's the damage on your fell spear?
The fail spear damage is 3.
3. Okay, cool. Let me. Okay, cool. He is wounded. So we got B1 is wounded, and B2 is at full health. Cool. So you deal 3 points of damage to this. So just so you're aware of how this kind of thing works, we don't get in combat very often. Monsters or enemies have 2 stats. One is endurance, just like you, that does damage, and one is how many wounds they can take. So if you wound them, like you had done previously, Dot, a single wound kills them. However,
So close.
yeah, right. However, they can still die by normal means of just loss.
Can I stab him, and since I'm on my feet, like run him out of that space? You know, like run him through and then push him back a little bit so he's not on top of
So he's
Orphan.
not directly
Okay.
on top of Orphan. Yeah, sure. Of course.
Get us our own space so Orphan only has one to deal with and not two.
Yeah, and the other one is going to attack Orphan. So Orphan, let's see here. We're going to do an attack.
I have a +1 to parry because I have the buckler.
Is your buckler on?
Yes, I said before I grabbed my buckler off the back and then grabbed a sword.
Okay. So your total parry is 19.
Yes.
Let's see what happens here. Failure.
Hey.
He comes down towards you and you roll at just the right time to like clink him off the buckler. So back to the top. So Talendil, what are you doing?
Yeah, Talendil's gonna go ahead and kind of like smoothly use his movements to get up and just strike the closest again.
Okay.
Or at least it's
Go
on
for
two.
it.
Good golly.
Hell yeah.
Sauron got his eye on you tonight. It's all that shit you did last time. You did too much good in the world, and now Sauron's got his eye on you.
I was really pretty decent last time, so now it's all coming back. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Hell yeah.
All right, what's up? What's up, man?
What is happening?
Outstanding. Yeah, and again, I think it's that moment of like that unprofessional moment of panic, right? Where you're like, oh no, this is not going how I planned. You know what's the best thing to do right now? Improvise. So you like ready yourself and launch forward, but you're in that sort of like still kind of half crouch sort of way, and the person you charge at just sort of almost palms the back of your head and just pushes you through as they use you as a pivot point to escape your thrust at them. Yeah, so you kind of run through like a bull. You run through. Orphan, you see from the ground, you see Talendil shoot past you ineffectively. What are you doing?
I think as soon as I parry the guy, I'm going to try to use the buckler to kind of make him like knock back his sword to make him a bit more wide open, and then thrust with the sword in my hand directly into him. So
okay,
would that be one action or?
That's one action. We'll call that one.
Okay. So come on. And still parries 0. Would that give me a bonus die?
No.
Okay.
No.
Come on, baby. Oh, come on.
You can spend a hope.
I'll spend a hope.
Okay, just spend. There's
you
no
won't
way
even have to roll.
Yeah.
Because it only needs one, so even the worst roll will get it.
So go ahead and what is the damage for the short sword? 3, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So the other brigand number 2, is also wounded. Great. And then let's see here. That happens.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, look, the MVP, man.
Right?
He looked coming in clutch.
What would you do if she wasn't here? All right, let's see here.
Screwed.
Right? Not too bad.
Shot instead of a 2-shot.
I've already killed one. All right.
Okay, so it failed. It's so a piercing blow fires through, and we'll say it's the one that Orphan is fighting because Brethiel seems to be the more capable fighter. But Orphan, you stab at this guy, and as soon as he like raises an arm to like hold the wound, you see another right through the neck as it like just drops to the ground. The force of the arrow hitting him just continues that momentum as he falls to the ground. Brethiel, it is your turn.
Brethiel's got this spear like halfway in this guy's gut, and she's like linebacker, like, and it's like pushing him back. The nearest wall, I want to pin him to it.
Yeah, go
with
for
the
it.
Spear. Push it all the way through
roll
and pin
that
it to
spear
him. That's the goal. Let's just leave him attached to a wall for a while. A great success and an injury.
Heck yeah.
A great success and an injury. Let's see here. 16 on the injury rating, no bonus die. Failure. Describe how he dies.
Yeah, I always help women in need. And I like jam him into this stone wall, and you hear the spear crack into the stone, and his body smash into it as the spear is completely out the other side. It has pinned him like a magnet to the fridge. And she leaves the spear because we don't have time to recover weapons here. And she lets go and moves on and rolls to the side for her bow. Since you took the short sword, right?
Yes.
KP? Yeah. So I roll to the side and grab. I don't even have to put the quiver on. I just roll to the side, slide arrows out of it, and sling the bow. Leaving the spear in the wall until we're done with this. No problem. That's a cleanup.
Outstanding. And just as you guys rally and defeat these lowly bandits, the corruption bar fills.
Oh, god damn it.
Thank you, chat. Why'd you do this?
Talendil.
Look how so cool.
The adrenaline abates, and that tunnel vision sort of widens, like that fisheye lens sort of widens back to normal, and you feel cold. And at first, it's you think it's right. It's like the cortisol flooding your body as it like fights off the adrenaline to level out your hormones. And you think it's the internal temperature fluctuation, and then you realize it's not. You feel like goose flesh across your skin. Your hair begins to raise on your arms and the back of your neck. Yes, you have a question?
I just want to remind you that I have a very specific interest in hunting wraiths.
Ooh.
I have a very specific
Great. I just okay, perfect. I had a feeling. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
Yeah. You feel this cold across you, and you can feel it emanating from the ground, as if like a winter's thaw, right? And as you come about your senses, it takes a minute for your brain to recalibrate to where you are in this second. I need you to roll me a lore.
Everyone?
Just Talendil right now.
Okay, perfect.
Lore is my thing, though.
It is your thing. However, at this moment, it is only Talendil's thing. Talendil, what this is escapes you. However, you soon recognize as you see ethereal, greenish blue hands raise up from the ground and begin clawing their way up your body. Berethiel, Orphan, you see this happen to Talendil, and before you have a second to react, you feel this groping pressure at your legs as you see these ethereal bluish green hands, arms, clad in armor, begin pulling themselves out of the ground as if raising from the dead. What are the three of you doing?
Can I roll a lore to understand what this is?
You may.
What's happening?
You may do so.
Okay. Oh, come on, baby.
Do I know what this is?
I will say you can roll me a lore, but it's going to be favored, Berethiel.
Okay. No bonus dice for this, right?
No bonus dice for you.
Okay. Hey, success.
Hell yeah. A success.
I got a great success.
And a great success.
Ooh.
So a success. So Orphan, this is the dead. These are wraiths of some kind in a great many number. More than you have ever seen at one time, even having walked through the Barrow Downs. Berethiel, more specifically, these are fell wraiths. Often the remaining spirits left over in fields of battle. You also know from the area that just to your west, outside of the ruined city of Fornost, is what is colloquially known as the Fields of Slaughter. Where the final battle of the Witch King of Angmar took place. A slew of Numenorians, or a slew of Dunedain, a slew of men of the north, men of Bree, some hobbits, specifically archers, and a good number of elves lost their lives here. And were never laid to rest properly. and you have a
Do I know
sinking
that-
suspicion that this is what that is.
That is a fell wraiths. Do they, for example, I'm gonna just because I don't have a better way to ask this question. With a necromancer, right? If there's undead, something had to raise it. There had to be a source point of magic.
Yeah.
When it comes to fell wraiths, what raises them? Because like I know for example, the ring wraiths I don't have to ask about, right? Because I know what raises them. But what brings fell wraiths to the surface?
It could be a number of things, right? Like so the barrow wights and the barrow wraiths, they're just there, right? It could be that a source of magic has awoken them. It could be that obscene bloodshed has awoken them. It could be the gathering shadow in the north that has caused this to happen. So the specificity of it, you don't know. There are a great many ways for this to happen.
So we could have actually awoken them simply by too much activity.
You could have, yep.
Okay. When I see the first one raise, the bow goes back on my back. I slide a spear out of this guy that was hanging in the wall and let his body thud to the ground. Would we happen to probably have still had maybe a fire or something going from breakfast or from the night before?
I would say it would be smolders at this point. Being rangers, you kind of keep it low, so as not to draw attention. So I would say you have like cinders at this point.
But we live out that we have, I imagine I have to have some kind of survival base, like torch that gets lit or something.
Sure.
Or either like lamp oil. Do I have anything like that you think
I'll
on
say
me?
at a minimum you have a torch.
Okay, at a minimum I have a torch. So I would like spear in hand, sling over to Mag, grab the torch and try to light it on the coals if at all possible. Because I know fire is basically the only thing we got going for us.
That's not a bad call. Cool. Okay, so you immediately bound over, pull you grab up your torch as it was part of the gear you took off, and you scoop up a bunch of cinders enough to catch the fabric on fire. Orphan and Talendil, what are you doing?
I'll yell because free action as I'm running. I'm like, fire! We need fire! And I'm like booking for it as you watch my torch go up.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I think I'm gonna follow suit. I want to see if I have like flint. Or anything like that on me. I would imagine I would.
I would imagine you would as well.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna grab whatever like stick and cloth, make a makeshift if I can, like a quick makeshift, like words fail.
A torch.
Right now. Torch. Yes. Thank you.
Yep. I will say you can make one in this turn, but you cannot light it in this turn.
Okay. Can I make two then? And just give one to what is his name?
To Talendil, yeah.
Talendil,
what I'll say is you can roll for the second one. So go ahead and roll me. Let's call it
craft.
Let's call it craft. Yeah.
God damn it. Okay. Not too bad, actually.
You get points in craft. You're good.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yay!
Okay, great. So you quickly wrap one of these and immediately toss it in the direction of Talendil, just hoping he'll grab it as you start wrapping the next one. No time to really pay attention to that, as it were. So Talendil, you have a torch, an unlit torch coming towards you. What do you do?
Yeah, I will go ahead and reach to catch it.
Okay, great. You do so. What are you doing with this?
We hear Barathiel yelling fire.
Yes.
I'm gonna make fire as fast as possible.
Okay. You can dodge back towards where she is as well and sort of scoop up some of these embers.
Perfect. Yeah, even easier. Yeah.
Cool.
Or I can reach my torch out and touch yours, right? We can pass.
Our torches can touch.
Oh, our torches touch.
You guys touch tips in the forest. And
as rangers do.
As rangers are wont to do. As you see, and as you're doing this, right, Talendil, you're moving through these. They're not solid in form. They are ethereal, and they begin to like interact with the world as if they are like pulling themselves out of a grave. And you see these like sunken in like exsanguinated ethereal forms. You see like glowing like amber eyes as they have that bevy of armor, right? There's elven armor, there's Angmaran armor, there's like orcs. There are goblin armorers that is like coming piecemeal out of their body, right? There's men of Bree in just simple leathers, right? So you see all of these people, all with their crude weapons that are like aged despite the fact that they're ghosts, all looking wide-eyed around. You're not entirely sure if they actually see you or not. They don't all act on you, but there is a growing number of them. And Talendil, and especially Brethiel, it is quickly outpacing the number that you can fight.
That we can actually handle.
Mhm.
And you said they don't, some of these are, it's just like, they've just risen. They're not necessarily in fight mode.
Yeah, if you want to imagine something, imagine when Aragorn goes through like to find the
Okay.
hanged men. Yeah. The bandits.
I put my torch up to kind of like signal. I give that signal of like hold,
Mhm.
and try to feel the moment out. And I make eye contact with all of them, including Haleth. And I go over to somebody's bag has to have alcohol of high content, or is there anything in these ruins that is burnable? Old wooden pieces, or is it all stone?
It is mostly stone, right? This was like a human kingdom.
A kingdom,
so
that's what I
this
thought.
is-
Okay.
Yeah, so it's very much all the
That's
ruins
left.
are stone. Yeah.
Are stone. And I just
we got dead bodies with cloth.
That's
That's
true.
true. So, and we had kind of stacked them to the side. So I very quietly, like not to scare the cat, right?
Mhm.
I like bend over into the bag and I pull out whatever high content alcohol we have, or either lamp oil, like in some kind of skein. And I kind of walk in front of us and draw a line with the liquid as much as
Okay.
possible, right on the ground, because you said it's stone, right? And I look back at everyone and I say, when it lights, we run.
Understood.
Now, for me, where are you running to?
We're going back. Can we go back out front?
You want to leave the ruins?
I mean, or either because we'd have to pass through them to go forward, right? These are too many for us to actually fight.
Yes.
Bring him to the camp. Bring it to the big camp.
Oh my God, run them into the camp.
Run them into the camp and let them take care of the.
Well, then we need to make sure
Be
the
the
wraiths
distraction.
can't go back. So I'm still going to light the kind of like wall of fire, if you would, to keep the.
Yep.
If we're trying to push them in, we got to keep them from the exit. So basically, I draw the line and I give a count with my hand, right, and I light that run of it. And as we run past the bodies, I'm going to try to light those bodies on fire. Like, I know, like, light the bodies on fire. Like, anything in this area we can keep burning to draw them away from it, to push them further into the...
Okay, so you're trying to, like, circle the wagons, as it were.
Basically,
and
yeah, we're trying to
force them
herd
deeper
cats.
in. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
Okay, cool. Roll me... I'm going to say roll me an awe, but it's going to be favored, and you'll have a bonus die.
Could I... Ooh. Okay, it will be... Well, it's already favored for me. So I'll just get the bonus die. Okay.
Okay.
Still might be rough, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, can I make a... I'm going to just throw the ball back your way, Mike. Can I do hunting instead? Because this is a tactic that we use to hunt for things. We create fire barriers to push animals in to hunt them. Poachers do this, right? It's a hunting tactic.
Okay. I'll take that argument. I'll take that argument, given it's you and you hunt these things.
It's just a better roll.
There we go.
Yikes.
A success.
So close. Okay, it goes off exactly as you planned. You shout this, that, you know, a clip of directions in what you're going to do in the seconds you have to act. And immediately, like, you throw this torch down, or you run this torch on the ground, and you light this trail of fire as you run past the corpses and sort of do your best to drag the torch across the corpse to light that on fire as well, as you begin sprinting towards the west. Orphan and Talendil, what are you doing?
Whatever
I'm
can
just
be
following.
flame.
Yeah. No, I was going to say similar to what if I can help with the setting of the flame, or light my torch and kind of use that opportunity while Berethiel is enacting her plan to at least get whatever of these wraiths that are surrounding her or trying to get near her to kind of create space for her to start doing this.
Okay.
Is there
Okay.
still someone, one of the guys that are like one of the brigands that are up?
No, all the brigands are dead. Two of
Okay.
them are on fire now. One is pinned against a wall, and the other one is crumpled at the base of a tree.
Got it. So we didn't keep any of them alive.
That is correct.
Question. Okay. Again. All right. Cool. But yeah, then I'm just going to follow through with that plan of protecting and giving space for Brethiel.
Okay. Cool. Do you also head west?
Yeah. I follow.
Okay.
Follow them. Yeah.
And I'm like trying to suit back up and put my belts on, and I'm like running spear, trying to pin, yeah.
With no gear on. Talendil, what are you doing?
I think Talendil's gonna kind of like take a little glance over to Brethiel for a second, and just kind of give her a look.
Mm-hmm.
One like his
She gives you the look back.
Yeah, his face is normally like it's very pale right now, right? Like this is a natural damned cursed thing that is happening right now.
Yeah.
And though he has heard legend, he probably himself hasn't been part of something like this. It is very fear driving. And I think seeing everything kind of go on fire, running numbers through his head, running through his own training, running through his own experiences, this is not going to be a good outcome. And I think Orphan, he is going to look to you and he is going to come and approach you. He's going to take your torch and the line that Brethiel drew with the fire. He's going to push you over it and tell you, run. We will handle them from here.
Brethiel goes, someone must know what's happening here.
I think you just see him pause for a second. He's like, I can help.
Run.
Brethiel pulls an arrow and shoots it at his feet.
No. Yeah. I think like it's a moment of that immaturity, but then immediately like you see his facial expression change where he's just like, I'm a ranger. This is what rangers do.
Right.
And he's just going to take a look at you both, and then just turn around and book it.
Brethiel like nods like that was the right move. And she yells back to Talendil, now you run.
Ha. I'm not leaving you behind.
You have to catch up first.
Now, because this is a one-shot and they can be lethal, my questions. Orphan, where are you going? Was this the last thing you did before coming to Rivendell?
No, I'm trying to remember what we had talked about before, but I'm blanking.
I think this is what you did before you came to Rivendell, right? Was this adventure, Mike?
Yeah. Right. This was the adventure. I would imagine though that there's got to be something. There's got to be something else. How far away from Hightop are we? Like from the rest of the range?
Days.
Yeah, from Hilltop. Days. Shit. Okay.
Yeah,
here's the thing. You would know as a ranger that if all three of us go down, nobody knows about it. Like they need to know about this location. Yeah. So you know the ranger way is if you don't have a horse, you go on foot. You run it on foot. So you need to get to the nearest place to drop the message.
Yeah, I think that's all he's. Yeah, if the closest place is Hightop to get that message across to them, that's what he's going to do.
Here's what I'll say. You know that it is not uncommon for rangers to visit Weathertop or to leave messages on Weathertop for other rangers. However, the likelihood of you running into someone there is slim, especially after the moot has just happened. Everyone is off in their own directions. So you're better off just shouting this in the streets of Bree than going off to Weathertop. But that either one of those won't help you.
Okay.
When y'all had the ranger gather,
yeah,
were they all going off on their own mission? That's how we got on this one, right?
Correct.
Yeah. But I would have thinking we would have established a way of reporting back to everybody in charge, so that way the rest of the Rangers would
and
know.
you can leave that message at Weathertop. However, it may be weeks before someone reads it.
Also, nobody said nothing about bodies rising from mass graves or wraiths. That's a whole new level of shit to deal with, Orphan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if that's the best,
bandits in the north.
Right.
In the north.
No, I think that's the best he can. If that's the best he can do, is at least leave that message. Oh,
I was going to say the only other you would know that the other ranger that you know of is Elevornith, and you would know where she's headed. So maybe she has a way to get the message.
Would Rivendell be a closer and faster route? Is that still the same? Still,
no, that's like 2 weeks out.
Yeah, it's farther, but that would be you would at least be able to get back, and you know that she's from Rivendell. So
yep,
yeah.
But it is a ranger, and Elevornith would know what to do.
Right. I would imagine, considering Hilltop is a couple days away, at least knowing that leaving a message there, even if it means it'll be a long time before they see it, that's the central hub for all rangers. Some people are going to at least get that, and it's going to disseminate across before, rather than waiting 2 weeks out. Yeah. At least that'll be his first stop, is to go to Hilltop, Hightop, and
Weathertop.
Weathertop. Damn it, Mike, you fucked me up.
I was gonna let you keep going.
I got you, KP.
Tall top, and then he's gonna leave the message there. As best as he can, report in detail what he saw, what was experienced, and praise that Talendil and Brethiel find a way to survive.
Yeah.
Okay, and and then that's it.
Does Orphan know who Haleth is to Elevornith? Because Haleth is with us.
No, and I don't think that's officially canonized. I think that was actually Eris was hot for Haleth.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, I think that was character versus player. So we'll see. Okay, so my question is then.
Yeah.
No, you're done now,
yes,
Orphan. You've done your job.
Yeah.
My question
Eris
is,
says it's Eris.
It's Eris. Yeah. That's what I thought.
Oh, it's Eris. Okay.
For Dot and Gnome, here are your options. Do Brethiel and or Talendil run? Do they fight to the death? Or do they get captured?
Ooh.
Mike, hear me out. This is a one-shot. Orphan has left the scene. I think the camera fades.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think we know. I will tell you what I think happens to her.
Right.
But I don't want the audience to know.
The audience knows.
Orphan doesn't know.
Orphan gets to know. I think that is going to be a private conversation.
Ooh.
And we leave it there.
Because then if we see them again, we'll know what went down, but you have to wait.
You've got a little more.
This is punishment chat for the corruption bar making these damn rates appear.
You know what? Here's what I'll say. If you guys want to know the fates of Brethiel and Talendil, join us over on Patreon for our after show of this one shot. That is where the camera cuts. And the next time we see Orphan is when he's trudging in to Rivendell. So what I will say is you shove Orphan through the fire, tell him to leave, fire an arrow towards his feet to get him to go. What is the last scene of Brethiel and Talendil that we see?
I think we see them leading these wraiths, like at least for Brethiel. She's going to try to chase these wraiths into whatever's happening in the Western camp, draw them that way. She was bait before, she's going to be bait again.
Yeah.
And we won't have to be the only people that have to deal with the wraith. We'll draw them to the doorsteps of these.
At least we can take care of what the original threat was.
Do we have, as this trio, do Rangers have a saying? Like the Marines have a saying and the Brotherhood of Steel has a saying. Do they have a rally cry?
I don't know. Do you have one in mind?
I would just think because of who Berethiel is, maybe in old Numenorian or something, a version of a modern day slang of Numenorian. She says, out screaming, she says, "For the king."
I like that. I can dig that. Cool. So that happens as you charge through a field of wraiths. And your feelings, the two of you, or the three of you, your feelings of the fact that you're about to be outnumbered is confirmed. There are hundreds of these things popping up as you are charging as hard as you can towards the center, the center camp.
Just like 3 little torch lights against the dark. You know?
And as you run towards this, all of that hope you had of turning these wraiths on the bandits drains one by one as each of you enters the clearing, where you see the 3 bodies attached to the voices that Orphan saw. One of them is a large 6'5" heavy-set guy, a pauldron on one arm, black armor, like almost necrotic black armor that runs down to his fingertips. You see him wielding this large 2-handed bastard sword in one hand. You see a gangly, what you think of when you think of like almost like a cartoony witch, like this, like a hag, long limbs, sort of stringy hair, in a tight-fitting robe, and you can just see her like sway over this green fire, and you see the third person who's probably in his like mid-40s, who is, you know, tight, almost ranger-like clothing, hair tied back into like a loose top knot, and a patch over one of his eyes. He has a bow that he's just sort of spinning and drilling into the ground, and this is the gnarliest, blackened, awful bow you have ever seen. And they all look up to you, and you hear in that thick, gruff voice, "Well, it's about time." And that is the final scene we see with Berethiel and Talendil, and Haleth, for that matter. So let's go around, do our introductions so we can do this after show and reveal the fates of our NPCs.
Oh, man.
If you guys want access to that after show and all the other after shows for this show and all of our other mini shows for the last several years, go check us out over on Patreon, link in the description down below. And if you want to join us and chat about this show and all the other shows, join us in the Discord, be a part of the community, be a part of the conversation. But for now, we will start with the star of the this two-shot. KP, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
You can find the side character of this two-shot, bumbling fool that he is, on all the social medias at KP11 Studios. I'm pretty much everywhere as such, so please do check me out there. In terms of things to look forward to, there are, outside of this wonderful show that I'm finally back on again, despite all that has happened. I'm sort of happy to be with my friends. I have 3 shows that are coming out or already airing, so details will be on my page. One is a Shadowrun game, and 2 of them are one is a Shadowrun game, one is a D&D game, and one, can I mention anything about?
You sure can.
It's coming soon. We haven't announced the exact dates, but in June, we are going to be one of the first live plays of the new Tales of the Valiant system that Cobalt Press has created, and we'll be showcasing it. And oh my God, can I just say that it looks amazing. Please do check that out when that comes out, because
and it's a wonderful charity event, y'all.
Yes. The big thing is that it is going to be going towards the Doctors Without Borders charity.
Hell yeah.
So any amount that's raised, we're not getting paid for it. Everything is out of pocket that we put in, and any amount of money that goes into it, we're not touching. So every penny you put in is going towards that.
That's right. Cobalt Press helped pay everybody so that all the donations go to.
Exactly.
Hell,
Cobalt Press was very generous with that. So please look forward to it. It's called Roll for Initiative. Once again, it's not initiative, it's roll for initiative. We have our social medias all up and running, so go follow it for when the announcements come. And I
Hell
can't
yeah.
wait because we have a lot going for it. So do check
Hell
that
yeah.
out. That's the one I'm very excited about.
Perfect. I love that. Definitely go check that out, guys. Follow him on all the socials. And perfect segue over to Dot. Dot, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi, friends. I'm Little Red Dot. You can find me where Little Red Dots are found online, mostly over at Cobalt Press during the day. And then I'm over here on Mike's channel a couple times a week. We're closing out the Alien show. We literally have 2 episodes left on a 4-season run of Alien.
Yeah.
We are down to the nitty gritty, and there will be death next episode, I imagine. So
Ooh.
just make sure you tune into that. That'll be the thing that I kind of plug this week. And you know what? Mike and I have been simmering behind closed doors
That's true.
about an idea. So if you're a fan of Fallout, maybe let Mike know so he knows if maybe he should give me some space to run some Fallout over here on this channel.
Yeah, that's true.
I call
That's
dibs. I call dibs on that.
we have some ideas brewing. Some maybe a number of shots. Perhaps a story, an arc campaign.
Perhaps Dot wrote for Modiphius's Fallout.
Perhaps
Yes.
some forced Bostonian accents. Yeah, so if that's a thing you
Oh my
want,
God.
join in the Discord and tell me all about it at me over there, and we can make some things happen. That being said, we move on to our last, but definitely not least. Gnome, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? What are you up to?
Hi, I'm Nope. You can find me everywhere on the internet as nomadic.
That's
I do
true.
things sometimes, usually really, really early in the morning. If you need your ass kicked to get some stuff done, come hang out with me over on Twitch.
And I want, this is exclusively for everyone in the live chat right now. By the time this hits YouTube, it'll already have happened. But just in case, YouTubers, feel free to do it as well, YouTube viewers. Everyone tomorrow morning, tweet at Gnome to send that email. Just at him, send that email. Make sure this boy does it. That being said, thank you so much for joining us. This has been a fun 2-shot. We have to retcon something now in the main storyline. And the future of Berethiel, Talendil, and Haleth will be known in the after show and could change the future of the campaign. We shall see. But that's it from all of us to you guys. We will see you next time. Bye-bye.